My parents ruined my name for a payday, so I took everything. My name is Evie now, but for the first 18 years of my life, my legal name was Ebenezer. Yeah, you heard me right, Ebenezer. My great-uncle was this bitter, twisted oil tycoon. When he passed away, his will stated that his $2 million estate would go to the very first family member who named their kid after him. My parents were dead broke and desperately greedy, so when I was born a girl, they didn't care. They slapped Ebenezer on my birth certificate and figured I would just deal with it. When I was little, I just thought it was a weird, clunky word. Mom would always whisper, "It's your golden ticket, Evie," whenever I complained about it. But then, elementary school happened. Every single December was an absolute nightmare. The Scrooge jokes were endless. Kids would corner me on the playground and scream, "Bah, humbug," right in my face. By middle school, it wasn't just seasonal anymore. It was every single day. I begged my parents to let me change it. I cried until I physically threw up, but Dad would just point his finger at me and yell, "That name is buying our retirement, so suck it up." I completely shut down. I quit the track team because I couldn't stomach hearing the announcer boom, "Ebenezer Miller," over the stadium speakers while everyone laughed. I spent 4 years of high school eating lunch in a freezing library, hiding behind bookshelves, just praying nobody would look at me. I used to dig my fingernails into my palms until they bled, just trying to hold back tears during roll call. The final straw was my senior year. I got accepted into this incredible study abroad program in Italy. I spent months obsessing over the application, but when my passport finally arrived in the mail, it said Ebenezer. The program director pulled me aside and asked if my application was a prank. I was so humiliated, I just dropped out. Then, my 18th birthday finally arrived. My parents were literally popping champagne in the living room, waiting for the lawyer to hand over the check. But the estate executor, this sharp guy in a pinstripe suit, sat us down and dropped a bomb. He said my great-uncle put that clause in his will as a test. He wanted to see if any of his relatives were sick enough to ruin their own child's life just for a payday. The lawyer looked right at me and said, "The money is yours, sweetheart, but under one strict condition. You have to legally sever ties with the people who put you through this." My mom lost her mind. She lunged across the desk, screaming about how ungrateful I was and how it was their money. I didn't even blink. I signed the papers right there. I took the $2 million and I left them with absolutely nothing. The very next morning, I walked straight into the courthouse and legally became Evie. I still have that old birth certificate though. I keep it framed in my new house, just to remind myself that some things are worth fighting for.